G'day. 2 months ago, I bought this watch, Casio PRG-30. So before buying that, I spent a lot of time watching a lot of videos. Most of these videos were advertisements, but anyway, I wanted to know more about what I'm buying. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about my experience. 2 months of watching PRG-30. This is not a professional review. This is purely my experience, and I believe it will be helpful if you want to buy PRG-30 and have some questions. Right, let's go. So first of all, why did I buy it? So I am not a watch person. I wanted to have a watch with some bright display, big numbers. I tried a couple of smart watches and they didn't look great. To be honest, I felt like there were too many things there that I did not use. Because of that, I was mostly considering Casio G-Shock. I think it was one of the models with a really bright screen. And at the end of the day, I decided to try ProTrek PRG-30. And yeah, there were also a couple of other features that I liked. One of them was barometer, another was the sunrise time. They all look really good to me, and the display is amazing. So first of all, how does it look like? I believe it looks really good. For its price, it looks really good. I have a pretty small wrist, and what I was afraid of is that the watch will be too big for me. It will be just massive. But as you can see, it actually looks really good. So G-Shock, as you know, are pretty massive, like monstrous. And this was one of my major concerns when I was choosing the watch. PRG-30, really good. Resin, they call it resin for the watch materials, and I was not really sure what resin, what it means. So from my experience, what I can tell you is that resin is just a simple plastic. It doesn't look expensive. I wouldn't say it looks cheap. It looks okay for its price. Very plasticky feeling. You can plasticky look. You can see that it's just a plastic. Another thing, water resistance. So they say that this watch has some water resistant level, but I did not use it in a swimming pool. To be honest, I'm still a bit afraid to use it when it's raining. So when it's raining, it's okay. No problems at all. I believe it should be fine to use in a swimming pool. The glass of the watch. So what they say is like PRG-30 and I believe PRW-30, they have the mineral crystal glass. And to be honest, it looks pretty cheap. On the other hand, it looks okay. Like all of my watches were like this. There's also a more expensive version, which is PRW-31, which has a different type of glass. This one looks fine, but okay. Next thing, the light. The light is good. I don't know what other people what they say in the videos. You can see how it looks like in the dark. Can't complain. You can change the time of the light for 3 seconds and it will be fine. And you can clearly see it. All right. So another thing, PRG-30 versus PRW-30. The difference is the radio control, which can adjust your time settings, and also brighter display. So as for brighter display, it's hard to say because I didn't see PRW-30. It would be great to compare, but it's really hard to buy ProTrek here in Australia, and this is the second point. So the radio control doesn't work in Australia. If you live in Europe or Asia or like any part of the world where radio control works, that'll be amazing probably, because you will not need to adjust your time settings. I had to do this, which is fine. I don't think you actually do this a lot. So yeah, and there's a price difference of, I believe, $100 or something. So yeah, the battery is fine. Again, I live in Australia and it's pretty sunny up here in Sydney, so never had a problem with the battery. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy with the whole idea of sun-powered battery. Adjusting things in the watch is pain in the ass. I did it once with a manual. I believe I should be able to do this next time when I do this, but in general, it's like for people like me who are kind of used to smartphones and all that, the adjusting is just a nightmare. You clicking all these buttons, it feels like a magic, all these magic tricks to me, but it works. And I know how to switch between the main, like the major things that I use in this watch, so it's okay. You set this once and you forget about it. One more thing that I wanted to mention is the market of the watch, which it maybe, well, it's not about the market, it's about the date. So date is displayed as a day, point, month, and if you live in, I guess if you live outside of America, it doesn't make any sense, and you can't adjust it. So in my case, it's right now it's 9.24, which means 24th of September, which is like, what the hell? Uh, why there's no setting for this? No idea. But the truth is, you kind of get used to that. It's not a big problem. All right, cool. So one more thing is barometer. This was one of the selling points of this watch for me, because I was hoping that I can use it to reliably predict the weather changes in the next hour. So the truth is, I was wrong. Have it's really fun to use. It's great. The chart sometimes is pretty weird. You can see that sometimes it doesn't show anything and you don't understand the thing, but it's fun to watch. It's sometimes it works, but I had a couple of examples where it was raining outside and the barometer was just going up, and you're like, what the hell is going on? How do I use it? So I'm still trying to use it. Still find myself checking barometer charts at least once every couple of days, or maybe even every day, and it's fun, but I wouldn't say it's very reliable. So maybe checking some weather app would be a better idea if you go outside. A couple of words about altimeter. I did not use it a lot, although my gut feeling is that it doesn't work really correct. So we live on the hill, and we often have to go down hills to just have some coffee or something. And what I notice is that it sometimes doesn't even change. Like the altimeter value does not change a lot when we go like 1 or 2 meters, whereas I know that the difference is like at least 20. Maybe it works better on some serious height, like when you go to the mountains. But if you live in the city, if you just want to check the altimeter value when you go uphill, downhill, not sure if that will work for you. So there are a couple of features that I got from this watch that I did not expect. So one of them is hourly signal, which I believe is a feature of every Casio watch, and I did not know about that. And you know, this is one of those things where you didn't expect it, and now you use it every day, and it's really good. It's really helpful. I just find myself just using it every day. So when you hear the signal, you're like, oh, okay, that's probably like 1 more hour past. So what's the time? So it's actually really good. It's really helpful, and really helps with the meetings as well, because often the meetings start at like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. So it beeps and you know that, okay, that's the time for the meeting. So it's really good. Lastly, The alarm. So alarm is fine. I set one alarm for 5 a.m. every day, and it will not wake you up if you are sleeping, like especially if you sleep like in a deep phase of your sleep. It is okay. It's not very annoying. It just produces, I think, 8 to 10 beep sounds, and that what it is. So it's fine. Don't expect it to be something outstanding. There's no vibration. There's no. I believe you can change the settings so it reminds you after some time. That was my review of the Casio PRG-30.